Om Namo Narayana, welcome back. Today we are working on chapters 37 and 38 of the Ramayana. So we're pretty much halfway through the first book. Chapter 37 is called Karthikeya's Birth. Seeing the great god entering penance, Indra, keeping the fire god in front of him, went to Lord Brahma with a request for a commander of his army. Then those devas, along with Indra, led by the fire god, saluted Lord Brahma and started telling him, "O God, this is the commander who was given to us by the god long back, but Lord Shiva, along with Uma, have entered into deep penance. Since we are interested in actions to be taken for the welfare of the world, you are our only ultimate recourse." After hearing the words of the Devas, that grandfather of all worlds consoled the people of the three worlds, using sweet words, and told them the following: "The words of the daughter of the mountain that you would not have children with your wives is true, and cannot be questioned. The fire god can make his own son, who is the killer of enemies, born with the help of Ganga of the sky, and he could become the commander-in-chief of Devas. The elder daughter of the king of the mountains will welcome his son, and without any doubt her action would please Uma in many ways." Hearing those words, the Devas became happy and saluted Lord Brahma and worshipped him. Then they went to Kailasa, which was full of minerals, and they deputed the fire god so that he could get a son. "O great resplendent fire god, this is the requirement of Devas, and so you can make the shining seed to be born in the elder daughter of the king of the mountains called Ganga." After assuring the Devas, that fire god approached Ganga and said to her, "Please bear the seed of Lord Shiva, as this is liked by the Devas." Ganga, on hearing these words, took a divinely resplendent form, and seeing her greatness, the fire god entered in her. Then he drenched the goddess fully with his seed of Lord Shiva, and the river and all its tributaries were drenched with that seed. Then the Ganga spoke the following to the Devas, who were led by the fire god: "O God, I am incapable of tolerating you within me, and the power of the seed given by the fire god is burning me." Then the fire god, along with the Devas, told Ganga, "Please leave that pregnancy of yours by the side of the snow mountain." Hearing the words of the fire god, Ganga ejected out the greatly shining seed from it and its tributaries. When that was ejected from her, it shined like molten gold, and when it reached the earth, it shined like the gold of matchless shine. In that matchless combustion of the seed of Shiva in the fire, copper and iron were also generated. The residues became tin and lead. Thus that seed, when it reached the earth, led to the evolution of many elements. As soon as the seed was laid on the Himalayas, a forest of reeds generated from the mountain, and it became golden in color. O Rama, from that time it became famous with the name of Jatha Rupa, and it shined like gold, and the fire god. The plants, trees, and climbers all became golden in color. Then a boy was born from that seed. Indra, as well as Maruthganas, arranged the Karthikeya maidens to suckle and nourish the boy. At the proper time, when they gave milk to the boy, Karthikeya maidens decided among themselves that he would be their son. Then all the Devas started calling him Karthikeya, and said that he would become well known in all the three worlds without any doubt. Hearing the words of Devas, they gave a bath to the greatly radiant boy, who shined like fire when he slid out of the womb of Ganga. Then the Devas called him Skanda as he slid out of the womb. That Karthikeya was greatly valorous and shined like fire. Then from the breasts of the Karthikeya stars milk was produced, and since they were 6 in number, he developed 6 faces to drink milk from all of them together. Just by the drinking of milk for one day he became a very pretty lad, and by his own innate strength he won over the Rakshasa army. All the Devas, led by the fire god, came together and anointed him, who had a great luster, as the commander-in-chief of the Devas. Rama, now I have told you in great detail the story of Ganga, and also told you about the birth of the divine and honored lad. The devotees among human beings of earth, of this Karthikeya, would live long, have sons and grandsons, and in the end would go to the world of Skanda. Chapter 38, King Sagara's story. After relating that story to Rama, the sage again spoke these words to him. In earlier times there was a great valorous king called Sagara in Ayodhya. He was a soul of Dharma and desired to have children. Kasini, the princess of Vidarbha, who was a follower of truth and Dharma, was his eldest wife. Sumathi, whose prettiness no one excelled in earth, the daughter of King Arishtnemi, was his second wife. The king, accompanied by these two wives, reached Bhrigu Prasaravana of the Himalayas and started doing great penance. When 100 years were over, pleased with his penance, sage Bhrigu, who had taken up truth as a penance, gave him a boon. O king, without any blemishes, you would get great progeny, and best among men you would also acquire great fame. One of your wives will beget one son to perpetuate your race, and the other will give birth to 60,000 sons. These words of the sage made those two queens very happy, and they said to the sage, after saluting him in a pleasing voice, "O Brahma, which one of us will get one son, and which one of us many sons? We would like to know. Let your words become the truth." Sage Bhrigu, who was a great follower of Dharma, after hearing this, said, "In this matter you will please use your free will. Would you like one son who perpetuates the race, or many sons who are greatly valorous, famous, and have great enthusiasm?" Having heard these words of that great sage, Kasini, in front of the king, chose to have one son who will perpetuate their clan. Then the sister Garuda, named Sumathi, accepted 60,000 sons having great valor, fame, and enthusiasm. After going round the sage, bowing their head to him, and saluting him with folded hands, they went back to their city. Now, after a passage of time, Kasini, the wife of Sagara, gave birth to a famous son called Asamangsha. Then Sumathi gave birth to a gourd-like egg, which, when broken, gave birth to 60,000 sons. The maids placed them in pots filled with ghee and made them grow. They attained youth after a long time. Asamangsha, the son of Sagara, every day got hold of other children, dipped them in the river Sarayu, threw them in the waters of the river, and rejoiced while they were crying. When this evil one started tormenting his citizens and delighted in causing them hurt, this son was banished from that town. Asamangji had a valiant son named Amsuman. He was courteous in speaking and was beloved of all the world. After a great passage of time, the thought of conducting a yajna came in mind of Sagara, and he decided to do it. O Rama, then King Sagara, who was an expert in the Vedas, consulted high priests regarding the rituals of the yajna and commenced performing that yajna. Thus ends chapter 38. So, we had two births. Sometimes these texts are like, they go along so well and then just go a little bit too much. So she's going to have one child and the other is going to have 60,000. I cannot find any woman in the world, or I bet I can, who would be like, yeah, I'll take 60,000. Of course, she didn't give birth to a child. She gave birth to an egg. An egg to hold 60,000, these must be really, really small. Because that egg, well, I can't imagine a woman giving birth to an egg. A child is hard enough. An egg, I don't know. Maybe it's easier. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even want to go there. It's too much. Now, to the previous chapter, the god entered into Ganja and made her pregnant, and then the line says, ejected out the greatly shining seed. Sorry. And the line says, ejected out the greatly shining seed. She basically gave birth. Yeah, I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. There's some visuals. It's I'm going to leave it there. I think you know, if you start thinking about this, I think you understand why. And we're just going to move on. So thank you for listening to this. Until next time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.